Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bbnaija. If this is the first time here, you are most definitely welcome. Please do hit the subscribe button before you leave, and also give this video a very big thumbs up at the end if you enjoyed watching it. Okay guys, I'm doing a voiceover this morning because I had to step out of the house, but I felt like I needed to bring you guys all of this gist because it feels like they said some extra things in the diary room, so I decided to bring you guys that gist. Okay, now first up was actually Nengi, and Big Brother had asked her what she thinks about the other housemates, and she was like, oh, I think they're great people. Some of them educate her, some of them make her laugh, and she loves that they're so cool, and so far so good. She feels like every one of them is amazing. Big Brother now asked her, okay Nengi, who have you been bonding with so far? And she was like, I've been bonding with Tricky because he makes me laugh. And she was like, Ozo is really cool, he's smart, she has spoken to him and she actually likes his personality. She also mentioned that she likes Kid Wire because he's chilled, he's very intelligent, and he's her kind of person. She told Big Brother that she has known Erica before the show, that they did the MBGN together, and she's a very cool person. Now after a very long silence, because I don't know why Big Brother was even quiet here, he was not like, okay, all these names you have mentioned now, you did not say anything about Wathoni, who is actually your deputy. And she was like, well, Wathoni is actually cool, but then she has been distant, but then again that she understands her story, so she wants her to go far. That even if they are not so close, or even if they are not best of friends, she actually wants to help her stay in the house because she loves her. For Wathoni, she mentioned that sometimes it feels very unreal, that now that they all have to talk, she's agitated because she really does not want to be asked questions, but then she has to just answer. Big Brother now asked her what she thought about the other housemates. She's like, oh, they're amazing, but there are some of them that she hasn't really gotten to know. Big Brother now asked her who she will form an alliance with, and she mentioned Nengi and Tricky. For her, Nengi is cool, Tricky is funny, hence her choices. Okay, Big Brother now asked her about her isolation experience, and she was like, oh, she learned that she can stay alone for long and nothing can send her into depression. There was no phone, no TV, she did not know the time and was always waiting for housekeeping or room service. She should have talked about that, her experience. Big Brother now asked her that after 48 hours, how will you rate your chances of winning the show? And she's like, oh, she's very confident and she can still win the prize. She rates herself 100%. Big Brother now asked her what she thought about the head of house challenge game, and she was like, oh, it was a dice game and that she's not really lucky with dice games. You know, you can keep throwing and throwing, but then again, at the end of the day, your success is based on the dice. That was actually very funny, and you know, that's all they talked about. Oh, by the way guys, when Big Brother asked Nengi about her chances after being in the house for about 48 hours, she was like, oh, coming to the show, it was actually a way to prove to herself and a lot of people wrong, and that it has been able to boost her confidence. You know, she said she's not a good singer, she's not a good dancer, she doesn't really have any talent per se, but she just decided that she would come here and be herself, and that winning the head of house has also boosted her confidence a lot more. She had told her sister not to put too much confidence in her with the games though, so she was really happy that she won the first challenge ever. Now when it was time for Neo to talk to Big Brother, he said that he's giving all the housemates an open chance and that he thinks that they are all amazing. You know, everyone is giving him something he needs and, you know, telling him what he wants to hear. He loves it, he likes it, he loves it. That's actually what he said. You know, he likes the swinging chair in the diary room. I told you guys that I really love that chair. Now when Big Brother asked him what his thoughts on the fellow housemates were, he mentioned that they were very respectful of whatever story you come to tell them. They respect your background and your talent, that they emit positive energy and he won't trade positive energy for anything, that they're giving him good vibes and he's loving everyone's story. Big Brother asked him, Neo, you seem to be smitten by other housemates, and he was like, Biggie, use another word, that's smitten, I don't understand that. And Big Brother was like, okay, which of the housemates do you like? He now mentioned that he likes Eric, he likes Bright, he likes Tricky, he likes Kid Wire, he likes Laycon, and he likes Praise. Now for the girls, he mentioned that he likes Nengi, pretty girl with a good attitude. For Katrina, he mentioned that he likes her because she's a hustler. He also mentioned that he likes V. He mentioned that he likes Dorathy because Dorathy is funny. He also went on to say that the reason he did not call others is because he have not really had time to connect with them and they are not really on the top of his head. Big Brother now asked him about his thoughts on the head of house game, and I was like, that was some cruise, man, real vibes. Like, it was really fun. Now money carry him come, he paid him say he no win the HOH. So even if say he no win, he was sure entertaining us, and he's glad that he did that. He will not bother about anything else so much. You know, whether in win or whether in lose, it's all good luck, sha. He feels good about everything. Great, good, great. Each of they talk, you know, as the guy said they talk. My God, like he already stood up to leave the diary room when Big Brother has not even finished asking him question. When he was about to leave, Big Brother now asked him, what are your chances of winning after the 48 hours? He now said that he would not really say his chances are broad because everyone here has equal chances. That yes, he wants the money, but then again, the platform is also good, and he really wants people to look at him and say he entertained them during the show. That's basically basically everything they talked about. Now, when it was time for Ozo, Big Brother asked him what his experiences were so far, and he was like, everyone has been nice. He has even bonded with Dorathy. I'm like, Baba, they never even ask you question. Calm down. Oh, that she's really nice. It's been really exciting, and he enjoys being with this group of people. Big Brother now asked me about his isolation experience, and he was like, I've always been a TV person, and when I walked into my room, I was very happy to see that there was a TV set there. He went on to tell us that he didn't have a book to read, but eventually he got a Bible and he read it. That most of his friends had no idea he was coming, and it bothered him a lot about what they would think seeing him on TV. However, he read a line in the Bible that said, "Fear not for what man may say," and that kind of gave him some level of encouragement. He was generally with his thoughts, did a few push-ups here and there, but then he probably has more belly fat now than he did during the isolation and all of that. Big Brother now asked him, okay, what are your thoughts on the other housemates? And I was like, it feels like they've been here for 2 weeks. I mean, even if we just got here 2 days ago, they have shared a lot, and we've been able to bond. For example, the head of house challenge, everyone cheered one another up and wanted everyone to succeed. He never thought it would be like that. Everyone has been super nice, and that he has nothing bad to say about anyone. He hopes that the same applies to him as well. Big Brother now asked him who he has actually bonded with the most, and he was like, oh, Dorathy, because she was actually very nice enough to let him sleep on her bed because he did not get a bed. Also, he mentioned that she calls him the ultimate light skin, that her personality is great. He also mentioned that he would put no one above Dorathy in terms of bonding. So all of us, when they outside, they ship Ozo and Nengi, guys, were actually wrong. This guy has an eye for big breast, okay? Forget all these things when they talk, say, I bonded with her, she let me sleep on her bed. Of course, when you were sleeping on her bed, there's no way you tell me now that you did not tap currents. So yes, we understand. Big Brother now asked, okay, what are your thoughts on the HOH game? He said it was a game requiring fortune and luck. Some were very tense, when the game started, but everyone cheered each other up, and at the end of the day, we were happy that Nengi won. Now for Eric, when Big Brother asked him what his experiences have been so far, he said it feels like they've been here for a week, that it's nothing like he has ever experienced before, and it's actually very interesting, and that he's really looking forward to the coming weeks, that he has learned a lot from other housemates. So far, so good. Now, when Big Brother asked him what his thoughts were on the HOH game, he was like, oh, the game was actually fun. Time factor added the adrenaline. That he actually thought he was doing good until everything went down. He still thinks he did okay, and he's looking forward to doing it again. Big Brother now asked him, okay, what are your thoughts on the other housemates? And he was like, oh, for him, he thinks everyone in the house has something special, and that they're special in their different ways. He also mentioned that he has never been with a group of people this many that he can see eye to eye with. Big Brother now asked him, okay, who do you see yourself bonding with? And I was like, oh, first of all, I see myself bonding with my namesake Erica, and then next up I'm bonding with Lilo, I'm bonding with Neil, and I'm also bonding with Praise. Big Brother now asked him why he's bonding with those people, and I was like, so far he has been able to enjoy their company, and they always have something to talk about when they sit down together. Big Brother now asked him, okay, after 48 hours, rate your chances of winning. He now said that he has a good chance, but then he cannot really say that his confidence is still sky high. Though they now talked about his isolation and the lessons that he learned and all of that stuff. Big Brother now asked him, okay, what is one thing that you have learned about yourself? And he mentioned that now he understands that he really cares for people, and that he really wants to help people. Next up was Bright O. I know some of you have been like, better is it that you don't like Bright O or anything? I told you guys in the first video I made, when Bright was introducing himself, they went on a commercial break, so there's really no way we would have heard what he said, okay? And even yesterday when I was filming the last video I put up here, Bright had not spoken, so it's not like I have anything against the guy. Anyways, Big Brother asked him what his experiences were so far, and I was like, amazing experience, I'm learning a lot about others, and that the head of house game wasn't really it for him, but then that he would do better. He also said he finds it very difficult to sleep because of the excitement, the talks and all of that, and is hoping to adjust with time. He even told us that he has not brushed his teeth since he got to Biggie's house because he forgot his toothbrush. Big Brother now asked him what his thoughts were about the other housemates, and I was like, oh, they are different people from different backgrounds, everyone is trying to play safe for now, but then that it's all cool. Big Brother asked him, okay, who have you been bonding with? And he was like, oh, I'm a very free person, I see myself bonding with Neo and Tochi. Now for the ladies, he's yet to see which one to bond with. Big Brother now asked him what his chances of winning were, and he thinks it's a 50-50 thing for him. They now talked about his isolation experience, said he learned so much within the period, he was closer to God, he was his own best friend. Big Brother now asked him what his thoughts were on the head of house game, and I was like, to him, it's just a game of luck and concentration. The number on the dice determines so much, so it's not really about your strength. And by the way, guys, I got to realize that when Bright O was talking about himself to the other housemates, one thing that actually stood out from his conversation was the fact that he was in a relationship with a girl for 8 years and they never had sex. Guys, if you see the reaction of the other housemates when he said this, they were like, you people did not have sex for what, 8 years? And he was like, yes, that the girl is actually a good girl. In fact, Neo was on the ground crawling and laughing, and it was just really hilarious. Katrina was not like, wait, are you saying she was a good girl because you people did not have sex? And I was like, oh no, that's not what he's trying to say, that the girl is actually a good person regardless of whether they had sex or not. So guys, let me know what you think. I've been seeing a lot of funny things on Twitter. People have been like, how many guys can do this one? How many girls can do this one? People are like, are you sure he's man enough? Are you sure he's this? But then I think that these things happen. I get that people are worried, like 8 years. What have people been doing? Have you been touching yourselves? Have you been having foreplay and all of that stuff? But at the end of the day, it's their decision. Maybe the girl did not want it, or maybe even he himself did not want it, okay? Because they've been referring to him a lot on Twitter as a pastor. So yeah, that one said day. Anyways, moving on to Lucy's diary session. Bbnaija asked her what her experiences has been like, and in her words, she mentioned that it's been very crazy, that she's been emotionally unstable even at the moment, that the house is beautiful, she's enjoying her stay, though at first she felt like walking out of the house, but now everything seems mind-blowing to her and she loves the workout. Bbnaija asked her what her thoughts were about the other housemates, and she's like, that she's cool with everyone and she's still trying to understand one or two persons. She's bonding with Prince, she's bonding with Dorathy because Dorathy understands her so much. She's also bonding with Praise and Tochi. Bbnaija asked her what her chances of winning was, and she was like, if she wins, she'll be happy. If she doesn't, it's still cool. She just wants to have a great time in Biggie's house. They now talked about the head of house game, and she was like, that she almost fainted drinking that bottled water, and the thought of just eating 3 eggs on a spot was totally out of it, but that she really loved the energy. They talked about her isolation experience, and she was like, she really enjoyed her bed, she enjoyed her room, she was just eating and sleeping. The challenge was lack of phone and television. She discovered new food, she enjoyed her stay basically, and she's used to such situation except for the lack of phone and TV, so it wasn't really new to her. She also mentioned that it's been over 3 years since she had a fight and that she would try to behave herself basically. Next up was Kid Wire. Guys, I don't know why I was calling him Kidway yesterday. Neo wanted to be influencing me, but anyways, Bbnaija asked Kid Wire what his experiences were so far. He was like, I love it. It's similar to when I was in boarding school. I've loved being in the house filled with people. Everyone is getting along, we're cooking together, and there's great energy, and he likes the fact that they are cool with each other. Bbnaija asked him what his thoughts were on the other housemates, and was like, I think they're all quite similar. Most of them are funny, most of them make jokes, we laugh, we have drinks, we have good vibes, we work out together, they're teaching me how to dance, and they actually commended Bbnaija and his team for doing a good job with picking the housemates because they are very cool. Bbnaija asked him who he's bonding with so far, and he mentioned that he's been bonding well with Eric and Tochi, that those people are his guys. Now, speaking on the head of house game, it was like, that he caught him by surprise, that he wondered if the guys would have advantages over the girls or something, but then that the game was fair, it was based on luck, and anyone could have won the game. He liked it, but then he also feels like it's a very frustrating game because when he got to 10, he had to move back to square one. He ended up at 14, which is good compared to the other housemates. For him, he hopes that he would get better at it and get a good score on the next one. Bbnaija also asked him his experiences so far during the isolation, and was like, for him it was a very revealing period. He saw it as a meditation journey. He knew that he needed a break from technology, away from his phone and all of that the lockdown gave him that opportunity, and that he did a lot of reading. He read the Bible and all of that. He also mentioned that staying away from the outside world actually takes off a lot of stress. Bbnaija asked him to rate his chances of winning after spending 48 hours in his house, and was like, he takes each day as it comes. He's just happy to be here. He mentioned that a lot of things are happening in Biggie's house, and being there is a blessing, so he would rather enjoy the process than worry about his destination. If he gets to the last few weeks or the last month, he would think more on the tactical things to do. Next up was Erica, and Bbnaija asked her what her experiences has been so far, and she was like, that the house has been very surprising, that when she watched the other seasons of the Big Brother, she thought it would be different, but then there's even more fun being in the house. She's vibing with like half of the housemates, and she sees herself being real with friends, that she even cooked today, that normally she does not really cook like that. Even at home, she buys a lot of food and all of that stuff. Bbnaija asked her about her isolation experience. She was like, I read the whole Bible, there was nothing to do, I felt like I was going crazy at some point. I'll gist with the room service guy when they come to serve me. That was actually a very new experience for her. Bbnaija asked her what her chances of winning was, and she was like, I'm very optimistic, and I have faith. She knows that she's not like the most qualified person or anything, because looking at the people that are in this house here, there are people that once you see them, you just want to connect with them and all of that, but that she's really positive. She's hoping she stays till the last day. She wants to really show show us her personality, and people may be surprised because they think she's not outspoken, but that her real friends, people that know her personally, knows that she has a great personality and all of that, and she hopes that people will like her just the way she is. And guys, at some point she was like, am I talking too much? I'm sure a lot of people would have shouted yes, because she was just talking and talking and talking. When Big Brother asked her thoughts on the other housemates, she was like, oh, I like Neo and Eric, I like Lucy, I like Praise, I like Prince, I like Nengi, I like Tolani Badge, I like Ozo because he seems to be a husband material, but not for her, Sha. She also mentioned that she likes Kaisha, she likes Kid Wire, but that for Lekon, she likes him because he's actually very deep. You know, he does not take things too personally. Because, you know, after the head of house game where he could not even roll a 6, people started laughing, that she particularly laughed so hard, and she felt like he was going to be upset about the whole thing. But surprisingly, he wasn't upset. Instead, he came and told her that, look, it was actually a very funny situation. So people had a right to laugh. That if it was him too, he would have laughed. But that the only bad thing is he was the one that was failing, so he feels bad. But then about people laughing, that there's nothing there. And she was like, if it was her that people were laughing at, she would have taken it P. But then the guy is just a very simple person, doesn't really take things too deeply like that. Big Brother now asked her, who do you see as a potential ally? And she's like, for now I can't really say, because you know, now people are nice to you, later they will just change. But that for her, if she has to depend or trust someone, it would be Neo and Lekon. But that for Lekon, is actually a very deep thinker, so she's not really sure. Can I just tell you guys here, the internet is a place where you post the things you want people to see, okay? If you go and post something and you're like, I'm going to remove it tomorrow, Baba, you dey lie to yourself, because some people go down save am. Now, people have gone to dig out Katrina's picture with her daughter. Her daughter is actually very beautiful. People have also gone to dig out the picture Bright took with that his girlfriend that he said he dated for 8 years. I don't understand. How do people find this information? It's crazy. Anyways, guys, that's all the gist I have for you guys right now. I'll definitely bring you guys more gist in my subsequent videos. I hope you enjoyed listening to me. I know you guys have issues with just listening to my voice without seeing my face, probably because of my facial expressions, but like I said, guys, I had to step out of the house hurriedly this morning, but I thought it would be nice to just bring this gist to you guys. I truly hope you appreciate the effort. Anyways, all right, thank you guys so much, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye.